Hi everyone. So today I'm going to explain about step-by-step guide for automating a post API using Karate API framework. Yeah. So let's start automating by using Karate as a post API. So first of all, as we know, right, as I started this Karate API series, so just to bring up the next API is like a post API. So how do you automate? I will explain step by step. First, we need to create a one feature file as you know, right? So which will be in the src test source folder and the feature file name, and also we can give the feature name and background. Last sessions we talked about all the keywords about what is the feature, what is the background, and also as we discuss about the scenario which is a test case and a scenario which will have like steps like given as a path and followed by and there is a request which will send the response body, and also we have discussed like when is a step which will have the method we can specify that a method API method which can be like a get API or post API. So then after we usually get that and compare the when keyword which can be like status comparison. This API which will return the status is 201 status code, and then after also we can map this particular matcher, right, matcher which will map that a result of the red JSON which contain that name has a John Doe, something like. So I will go in detail each and everything, and also for this we can create a one test runner file which will map it to the feature file, and then we can generate the report. In the last sessions I haven't discussed about the HTML report, so I will explain in detail in the HTML report and the Karate framework. So here in this API, just we added a free JSON in that while calling up the script. But instead of there are two enhancements I'm going to explain here. The first enhancement is like we will we will use instead of writing a JSON inline, so we can save this separate file as a JSON request payload, and within the location of this as a resource location as a payload package, and we can create user JSON, and this JSON data which will be stored as a .json file, and that file which will be called in our script by using that request body is equal to read is the method, and we can specify the class path and payload the location which where that JSON .json file exists, and then we can attach to the request body and the request to the request body. Then automatically it will pick or read from that external file instead of adding in the inline of JSON input. Okay, and the second thing is, so we can also use some dynamic data. So by using like so in this API, the email address should not be duplicate, which can be unique. So what we have done is here we use that user data append with that. Uh, there is a mathematical function which can generate the random number and at the rate examples, which means user some number 123 at the rate example.com, that random email ID which will be generated and which is defined as a variable stored in the random email, and that email that variable will be passed in the JSON request body, and automatically it will be like every run it will be dynamic. So dynamic data will be passed, and the API will be like return the 201, which means that the user data is created, the user is created successfully. So those are the things I'm going to discuss step by step. So let's start and automate this one. So before going to that, and I'm also from this session onwards, I'm introducing like a postman also. So postman, most of the people ever have that. So later point of time, if whoever not familiar, I will take a one or two sessions basically, and I will record and I will publish. So what is and all. As of now, just follow that what I'm currently doing. So this is right now we are automating like a post API, right? So post API, I will take this as a URL. So this is my URL API URL, and I'm going to add it as a post method. And sorry, so this is my mail address here. Okay, so I cannot able to copy, right? So let me close. And let me type this one. So http colon slash slash JSON placeholder dot type typecode.com slash user is a URL. So the path is given users, right? Path is given users, and also which required a JSON. So let me add in the JSON as a raw data here. So as we know everybody, right? So here we can add a JSON body which contain so the name. So name colon. So you can give John Leo next comma by what is the next one is email address. Email, just email only. And after that, we can add a email within the double quotation. So his first name and last name. Uh, First name and last name at the rate. What is the at the rate example.com. And next object is like username and username. And I'm going to publish about in detail JSON and JSON structure as well. So upcoming session, I will add that one more video. So who are having the don't have much knowledge or don't have experience on this particular creating the JSON, so I will record and publish that from the scratch level. Okay. Yes. So now you can see this is my JSON and it is my post API. So whenever I send, right, so I should get the output. Output is like a response. Basically, I sent the request and I got the response is 200. 201 is created. Okay, 201 is created, and we got a response also. Okay, what is the response? Response of the same thing, and we got a one more thing is ID here we generated. It is a ID equal to 11. So in the database, a response which we got extra is ID. So we can also compare this the response also. Okay, so let's create this a new karate framework. So karate script automation by step. So first of all, what we need to do, we need to create user API, create user feature file. Okay, so in that what we are going to do. So just we can create a feature file. Okay, feature. What is the feature name? Create a new user. Create a new user, and so we can write a background. So background which contain star data URL. So star data URL. Now what is the URL here? So till it is the URL. Okay, dot com base. So I'll place the URL has single quotes. And the next one is so background is created. So what is meant by background? In the last session also we discussed. Let me recap it. Suppose background, if we have multiple scenarios, okay, if you have multiple scenarios, so before every scenario is executing, so the background statement will be executed. So something like okay. So now let me create a scenario. Scenario create a new user and path is given by slash user, right? And the request is JSON. Okay, request is JSON. Not only this one. So a request is JSON and when the method is a post method. So post method is a capital format and the status equal to 201 and so let me till now you can validate it. Okay. So now here I want to send a proper input. So within the double quotes, so within the double quote I will send within the triple quotes uh, In Java, we have a double quote string, but in functional programming, right? So which can accept three double quotes. So which will treat as a one kind of string only. And let me add this as a proper formatting. Just I'm doing the formatting only. Now you can see that a simple way you can able to understand as like Postman. So what we have done. Yeah, now you can see. So just we created a background which has a base URL, and we can karate a definition like given path. Path is URL is appended. So this full URL will be found. So as like in the Postman. So this is a complete URL endpoint URL. So in that we have a base URL till .com and the user is a in like specific API endpoint. Okay. So now those will be appended and it will be requested as JSON format, as a string format as of now. And which method we are invoking? We are invoking a post method. So after post method get called and we usually get the status code is 20201. So which is created. So let me run this one. So for running this one, we need to create a one like test runner file. Let me create a test runner file. So what is the API name? Create user, create user, create user test runner Java class file. So inside that you can add this line of statement. So the line of statement is karate. Okay, karate dot test, right? So which will karate dot test, which will be imported, and we are telling that it is a post, and we are asking to add this one. Just let me go. Yeah, let me divide this one. So now you can give this exact the file name. So here is a create user. My path of the feature file is create user. So karate dot run of path and feature file name and relate to this particular class, which will find and run. Okay. So this is the about for running. So sorry, this is about creating a test runner. Now we can run this one. So how do run? So let's click and run as test runner. Now it is building and also like start. Yes, it is executing. Yeah. So test post method is executed. So API. So what is the issue? Let me check that post create feature file. Right? What happened? It is not there. What happened? The issue is like yeah. The issue is like we need to put in the correct place. Like we both will be in the same folder. So that must be taken care. Let me rerun it. Now we are able to run. So whenever we have like when there is a feature file, the test runner file should be in the same path. Now it is running. See, create a new user API is getting called, and after that we got a response as well. But there is some kind of issues occurred. So there is a parsing kind of issue. So where it is a parsing, okay. Okay, there is a square bracket is there. So let me go and check that feature file. Okay, this is the issue. So you can see the issue as well and fix it. So now let me run this one. Okay, so now let me right click and run this one. So let me close all those things. Okay, yeah, let me run this, create a user test runner file. Now this time test will be executed, the post call will be executed, and we can see the result as well. Okay, so it is successful. We can see that we will see some kind of logs here, large number of logs. Just we can open this one. So this is a report, HTML report. So what you do is just open in any browser. So you can open it. So now this is the Karate Lab. So we can see that a feature file, okay, when it is executed. And you can see if I click on this one, you can see detailed report will be there. So you see, so background is executed, given path is slash user and is operation, when is the post call and so this is the one, right? So now if you want to detail, you can see that this is the one. And a post call we have details. So whatever the logs it is has been executed. So this is you see post call it is called and the user that total endpoint is like URL with the path URL is appended and content type is like application JSON and all those things will be and these are the kind of headers and also like we got a input the JSON which we parse sent in the request level. So after that, so we got the response, okay, and response time within the milliseconds, and the response header which will contain all those things, and the complete response body is this is a response body. So we can validate by using the response body. As of now, just we added a 201 is a status code. So let's add one by one step for the matchings. Okay. So now I'm going to add another steps like JSON matches. Okay. So then there is a match. Okay. So there is a match data response. So before going to match, what is a match? Let me explain in detail. So if I go to here Karate Labs and then sorry Karate Labs, Karate Labs GitHub.karate. So now here you can see the full documentation. So let me go to the some matchers detail. What is a matcher and how to use. So this is matcher for is a kind of assertion. So you want to make a validations or assertion as per this acceptance criteria. So if we have a match is equal to match is not equal to match is contain and match contain only match contains so any so such kind of predefined methods are has been derived by this karate. So let's see one example match equal to. So you can see that match by using the payload. Okay, payload assertions, we can make it we call as a a comparison, something like. Okay, so match is the operation, is a smart, is because the white space does not matter. So which means whatever the data you can directly compare. Okay, so by using this, ignore some kind of formatting has been given. So like match syntax is involved double equal to sign which can compare that, okay, and is not a single equal to. See, and one more thing you can see that since a match and a set will go together, okay, go well together. So both are introducing some example here. So now you can see the simple example I given. So we can let me understand and we can compare it. Okay. So JS for JSON. Okay. And these are the example you can see that here. So let me discuss one example here. So here you can see my def. Okay, def is a definition here. Okay, and my JSON is contain a colon one. Okay, a colon one. Okay, my JSON dot b equal to 2. So which means we are adding a one more parameter in the JSON. So match JSON is equal to this one. So it is appending to the setting the data, something kind of, okay, a kind of evolution. So now next thing is you can set, okay, there is manipulation of the data. You can also manipulate by using the set. So earlier my def my JSON is equal to foo equal to bar. So my JSON dot variable dot foo equal to word. So earlier is a bar. We are replacing or we're setting a new word is a old. So something like, okay. And also we can also compare like my JSON dot something like adding the setting the parameter. So star set is used for setting a new parameter, new object as well. Okay. So such kind of scenarios we have here. So we can go through and get it now. And also the direct comparison. So if you is a hello world and buzz barn and so bar is equal to where is the one JSON variable object and buzz equal to barn hello equal to this one. So which is equal to or not? So which is not equal to something like you can pass the variable and compare that. So let me, as of now, just for our example, so match equal to. So response is the object. Okay, response is the object and which contain email address is equal to. So we go to my postman and we can see that what is the response for this API. So this is the response and that we usually get a response dot name and response dot email address and this email address is there. So let we are comparing the directly email address. Okay. So similarly, we can also compare that then dot match dot username and response dot username is equal to John123 and also name. You can verify the name also, name variable. So these three things we are going to verify. Okay. So let me run and see that. Going to my test runner and run this one. Yeah, it is running it. Yeah, it ran successful. Now we can see that report. So where we can see the report, either there are two ways. You can end up the line, you can scroll down. So there is a link is there. You can take this link. Otherwise, there is one more way. I will show you that. Okay, you can directly open and you can see that. Either you can target folder. So in target folder, so we have a karate report and karate report summary.html. Let me show you that. So first of all, you can see that there are few kind of match matching assertions are added. So all are equal. Okay. So let me show you in that from the project perspective. So there is a target folder which will generate our report, and there is a karate report. Here you can see the karate report, summary report. Yeah, karate summary report HTML. So if you want to open here, you can open by using any one of the browser. The same particular report is opened. Okay. So yeah. So let me do that negative testing so we can make them fail the assertion and what is the outcome. So here my email address is one, right? I will change the email address to something new one. So by the way, we can fail the script. Okay. So John Doe, as example, right? I'll make this as a 123. So this time it will be like fail because we usually get this John Doe, right? So let me run and see that execution, whether it fails or not, and what is the report format which we will get. Yeah, let I'm running it. You will come to know. So the report. So this time which will be failed because we are given this one and which will so we will get the response, but as I given the incorrect one, matching will be failed. You saw. You can see here assertion is failed. So what is the failure assertions? Maybe in the logs also we can see. Let me check that log and yeah. So here you can see then is a matching response dot email address. So it is a 1, 2, 3 it given. Match is failed is equals and dollar is not equal to string colon string. So this is the actual I got and expected is this one. So that is the case it failed. And also we can check the report how the reporting has been printed in the report. So let me open the report again. So now we can see the red color sign and we got a failure one, scenario one, failure one. So now we can see whatever that. So here we got a failure, right? Yeah. So now you can see the failure and remaining these steps are not executed because it is an assertion, so it about our test. When the test is failed this step, the next test will not be executed and clearly says that it is not equal to string and this is a actual string and this is expected, so that is the case it was not matched and the test case is failed and aborted and it will not execute the remaining two steps. Okay, I hope you clear. So then let's move on to another topic is called enhancement. So right now we added the request response. So this is called as a request response. JSON we added as a inline script. So instead of adding an inline script, we can create a separate file and under the package. So resource folder. So go to the resource folder. Where is the resource folder? So does not have. Let me create a resource folder. So resource directory, where is the resource directory? Yes, resource folder. So in the resource folder, I will create a one file name is user JSON. Okay, user detail dot JSON file and the same text I will copy here. So let me go to here my okay. So this is my JSON. Let me copy and paste it here. Yes. Now I will create a one more scenario. So I will not disturb this one. So I will create a one more scenario. Just I will copy this scenario and paste it, and I will add the scenario name. I will change the scenario name by using create a new user using external file. Okay, JS external file. Okay, request payload in external file. Okay, external file. So that's all. So now what we are going to do, just we can remove this one. And now here we need to add. So what we need to add? We need to add a sorry, a read path folder. So this is the one we need to add. So there are many ways to do that. Let me read and this one. So this is the way we can add. Read is a method. So we can create a definition and we can send it. Here in the example I show, right? So let me, yeah. So here you can see. So first we can create a diff variable, local variable as a response body. Okay, let me do this way. So either we can single line also we can make it. So here and operations request uh, diff, yeah, diff request body, right? Request body and equal to read my JSON path. Okay, this is my folder name, not folder name, sorry. I should give the resource name here. Okay, resource. So it is a resource folder. Okay, in the resource folder only I have a user JSON file. So what is that? User detail JSON file is there. So then after just we can forward or we can send this request body in the request level. So this request will take this particular request body which is coming from or which is reading from the user detailed JSON file. So this is the way we can achieve that same thing. So now it is a very dynamic. So whatever that data is has been changed, so just directly open and update here. And if this file is particularly if you are using multiple features, also we can easily maintain. Yeah, so this time we will, yeah, it will execute two scenario. First scenario is inline JSON. Second scenario is, yeah, both are failed. Maybe the assertion issue. So I did not change that assertion or read file. The path is not okay. For this, it is path is not identified. Let me check this one. First of all, I will make sure this assertion will be removed. The first scenario will be pass, and second also I will change it. So the class path resource, right? So this resource is not able to find. Or we can do this within this one also fine. Okay, let me do that. Yeah. So here I will write the post, POS post. And let me check this way. Post user details. So I kept all the same folder, whether it is a feature file, the test runner, and the JSON also, and I make in a single file, single package. Yes. Still it is failing due to that class path. So the class path issue is not found post JSON. JSON is not there. So let me check this one class path payload. Payload is payload dot JSON. Same thing. I also added same thing. Let me check. It is a class path. Oh, it is a post API. So sorry. So my folder name is post API, and earlier it is a post. Now it will be pass. I think, yeah. Let me check. Yeah, I'm running it. You can see that this time I hope it will be pass. Yes, cool. Yeah. So now you see external file also has been taken. And let me open the report and we can see the result. Yes. Now let me, yeah. So first scenario is that just create a new file, a new user with inline JSON. Now it is an external file. Our JSON has been read the class path, the user, a detailed JSON which will be there, and it also get passed. Okay, so this is the way we can able to generate the report. The third one, right, which I told you. So if we can also make the dynamic. Okay, so we can change the dynamic data. So let me add one more test case and create a test case with a random number. Okay, request payload using variable and with the random number, random value. So where we can change the random value, let me show you that here and you will come to know. So we'll create a random email address, okay, and that is like I will show you that. So we can define one variable, okay. Let me define the variable here. So let me delete this one. So I'm defining my email. So my email variable, okay, my email variable, and I'll make this star, okay, and it is a variable. Now I can add I can add this variable like this. Okay. So test user, test user. Okay. The appendage the plus. Okay. It is a string. It is a constant. And this mathematical floor function and which will generate a random number between the thousand and appended with the example email at the rate example.com. So which means test user some number at the rate email.com which will come. So we need to send a direct JSON. So the request JSON which should be like this. So now you can see I'm sending the direct JSON values like username and my email address in which place in this place I can provide the single quotation has. So I am providing my above defined variable and this will be dynamic and which will comments it here. So the email address is the above random number email address will be added here, and then it will execute it. So what will happen that time? This particular email address will be failed. Let's see that because it is a random number, it is a constant number. Our actual expected is constant, actually is random. So this time our test will fail. Yeah, let's running it. There are three test cases. One is for normal inline JSON. Second one is external JSON. Third one is a random number parameter variable. Now we can see that mostly the assertion will be failed. Let's go to the end of that. Yes, assertion is failed, and this assertion is contained. Okay, random number post API. Non-definition. Okay, non-definition we got. Okay, non-definition is a variable. Okay, so what it does basically, okay, we can put in the top, or we can put in, sorry, we can place this into a, yeah, got it. So whenever you have such kind of variables, okay, so constants or random numbers, we can place into a background. So this step will be, I will add the background and yeah, so it is a variable star. Yeah, now this time it will work. And here it will be fail. Yeah, let me run this. So what I have done, okay, maybe let me stop it and I will do one thing. I did not change the name. Okay, why? Yeah, name is different, right? Yeah. Why I got correction? Not sure. Okay, let me run. Maybe due to failure. Yeah, it is running. Now we can see that quick execution. First API is done, second scenario is done, third scenario is getting executed, but it failed due to that assertion mostly this time. Let's see that. Yes, and future finally assertions. Yeah. You see, random. Let me show you that. That way you can understand. Now you can see, let me highlight that things here. What we have done in the random number. So random number in the sense, so this is my email address. I am storing as a one variable and it is a test user. Test user is a single string and after that appended with the 294 is a random number. So this particular mathematical function math.flow.math.random number within that 1000 below number which will be generated automatically and at the rate will be appended. At the rate example is appended and both are not matched, it got failed. So that is the case. So now this is the way. So let me remove this assertion, last assertion, and we can run it. Our three tests will be passed and we can see the good result. So let me final run, I'm going to perform. So it is started the execution, the post API. Yeah. Now let me, yeah, it executed. Now let me open the report. So go end of the line and you can see the report. And this time you can see the a proper reporting format. Yes. So create a new user with these steps and you can see that second API payload, request payload in external file, create a new user with the request payload using variable with the random number. So random number also which we used in the backgrounds, right? So that's all about understood. Thank you all.